To define the inputs for the NLA CBA tool, users will need to go to the CBA tool inputs Excel sheet. We can go ahead and double-click to open it up. In here, users will begin by selecting the municipality of interest. They can go ahead and click on the cell and use the drop-down menu to select the municipality they would like to use in their analysis. So for this example, we're going to select Placentia. Now we can scroll down and go to the preventative measure selection. The tool comes with 3 preventative measures available. So we have no action, which provides a baseline scenario in which no preventative measures are applied. We have a planned retreat in which a 50-meter buffer is applied to the shoreline. And we have protection, in which an engineered structure is assumed to be present along the entire shoreline of the municipality. Next, we have the infrastructure of interest. So we have private, public municipal, and public non-municipal available. If users didn't want to include any of these, they can go ahead and click on the checkboxes to check or uncheck them. Users also have the option to define which damages they would like to include. So we have direct damages, which include direct damages to buildings and roads, or indirect damages, which include emergency services. Users then have the option to define a cost multiplier. So the cost multiplier is an option because the values within the tool are primarily based on St. John, and depending on how remote a municipality is, along with other characteristics, the cost multiplier will adjust the values accordingly. So when you select a municipality, a value is auto-generated. However, if you do not feel that this value represents your municipality, you can adjust it here. So for example, I could type in 1.23 to change the cost multiplier value. Next, users would then need to define the flood data source. So if we click on the cell, we can use the drop-down menu to either define it as coastal or custom data. Custom data includes rasters from engineered studies, as well as any custom scenarios users may define. Then you will need to select your tool. There are several built-in tools within the NLA CBA tool. You have the option to run the CBA tool as is, and this will generate a custom report. We also have the raster editor, where you can refine any of the existing rasters and generate new scenarios. You have a measure tool, where you can calculate the length and area of any potential engineered structures you would like to implement. You have a spatial data viewer, where you can visualize the spatial data used within the tool in an interactive map. And we have a create study boundary, because when you run the tool as is, it'll do it for the entire municipality. So you can use this tool to focus on a specific area. We also have 2 menu options, a basic, which will use all the default values within the tool, as well as an advanced, where users can adjust some parameter values to customize the tool further.